Good afternoon. Welcome to another session of Physio TV. Today we have Dr. Vedant Ballar, who is going to speak on the topic isokinetic testing and training after ACL reconstruction. Dr. Vedant has completed his master's in sports physiotherapy and is currently working as clinical therapist in Sancheti Institute of Orthopaedic Rehabilitation.
My name is Dr. Vedant Ballar. I am a sports physiotherapist at Sancheti Hospital, Pune. So today's topic of discussion on the Physio TV is isokinetic testing and training after ACL reconstruction. Now today's topic is very interesting. We will see how isokinetic testing is important after any ACL reconstruction injury and how isokinetic training helps an athlete to regain their strength and return to sports, return to sports safely. Okay, so we'll see the ACL reconstruction, ACL injuries, about the short briefing the anatomy of the ACL ligament, the arthrokinematics, and after ACL reconstruction, how we can test athlete or the patient on isokinetic machine and as well as training. Now, the basic, the anterior cruciate ligament. Now we all know that the knee joint is surrounded by multiple ligament, in which the anterior cruciate ligament is one of the key stabilizers of the knee, connecting from the posterior aspect of the lateral femoral condyle to the anterior intercondylar area of the tibia. So it's run from the posterior to the anterior direction. And we can see in the diagram that anterior cruciate ligaments run from the posterior aspect of the lateral femoral condyle to the anterior inferior area of the tibia. Now there are multiple ligaments. We can see the ACL ligament, PCL ligament, MCL, and the LCL. So this is just briefing about the anatomy of the knee. Now the ACL ligament has two bundles. Now ACL ligament is consist of anteromedial bundle and the posterolateral bundle. So ACL is consist of two bundles. Now why these two bundles is important? Now these two bundles have a different function. Now anteromedial bundle which gets tight in the flexion. So when we flex our knee, the anteromedial bundle get tightened to restrict the motion to prevent the excessive motion. Now anteromedial bundle controls the anterior tibial translation mainly in the higher flexion angles. So when the knee is bent beyond the 90 degrees, it prevents in that range that anterior tibial translation. Now moving forward, posterolateral bundle. Now posterolateral bundle gets tight into extension. So when we are moving our knee from the flexion to extension, the posterolateral bundle gets tight. Now posterolateral bundle also control a rotational stability and the anterior tibial translation in the extension. So we already seen many sports player injured their ACL while they are rotating their knees or they are changing the direction very fastly with the extended knee. Now this posterolateral bundle is very important to restrict the rotational stability and restrict the anterior tibial translation. So this anteromedial bundle and posteromedial bundle, both bundles are important in the ACL. Now, what is the role of ACL ligament in the joint arthrokinematics? Now, anterior cruciate ligament is very important and as it prevents the excessive anterior tibial translation. So tibia, it prevents the tibia from sliding forward under the femur. Now, in the normal gait cycle, the peak anterior shear stresses occurs just after the heel strike. So when we just strike the heel in the initial phase of the initial contact of the foot, it increases the peak anterior shear forces. Now ACL here controls that anterior tibial translation and it counteracts this. Now again, a second role of the ACL is it controlling the screw home mechanism. Now with the terminal knee extension, because of the anatomical variance, the tibia externally rotates because of the greater area in the medial condyle and the lesser area in the lateral condyle. Now in the terminal extension, the ACL fiber guides this locking by tensioning the posterolateral bundle. As we already discussed, this posterolateral bundle prevents the excessive anterior translation in the extension position. So in the screw home mechanism, in the end range of the extension, terminal knee extension, the posterolateral bundles get locked or tension to prevent the excessive tibial translation. Now ACL with muscle interaction. Now we already discussed that ACL is a main stabilizer of the knee, but there are muscles surrounding the knee joint, which also some muscles are helped the ACL to prevent excessive anterior translation, but some muscles are opposite to that. Now we can see the quadriceps muscle at the very end range of the extension from the 0 degrees to 30 degrees of the extension. There is a contraction of the quadriceps, so it generates a strong anterior shear forces. Again, to prevent the anterior shear forces, posterolateral bundle of the ACL has to contract. Now, the strong anterior shear forces because of the quadriceps activation, which increases the ACL strain. Now, in the other hand, the hamstring muscle, the posterior muscles, which works oppositely. Now, hamstring produces a posterior shear on the tibia, which reduces the ACL load. So, in case of ACL reconstruction or ACL injured athletes, the hamstring strength or hamstring control is very important to prevent excessive anterior tibial translation. So, we should work on hamstring as well as quadriceps, but we should work on the hamstring more to again prevent the anterior tibial translation and to help the healing ACL ligament. Now, gastrocnemius muscle, which is again posterior muscle. Now, gastrocnemius also increases the ACL strain due to its posterior femoral translation. Now, gastrocnemius attaches to the posterior part of the femur. Now, when it contracts, it uh, uh, it strains the ACL because it pulls the femur posteriorly on the tibia. Now, it is again the opposite action. So, it again strains the ACL. So, gastrocnemius muscle is also an opposing to the ACL ligament. Now the question is, what is isokinetic training? What is isokinetic testing? Now the word suggests iso and kinetic. What is iso? Iso is a constant, kinetic is a speed. So what is isokinetic? Isokinetic is a constant speed, that is a fixed velocity and accommodating resistance. So isokinetic testing or isokinetic training is basically with the fixed velocity and accommodating resistance. Now it matches the muscle output through full range of motion. So isokinetic gives a safest way to load a dynamically. Okay. So first understood what is isokinetic. So we have three different categories of the muscle contraction: isometric contraction, isotonic contraction, and isokinetic contraction. Isometric contraction, there is a muscle contraction when there is a no movement happening. What is isotonic? Isotonic is a constant tone when there is a movement. What is isokinetic? So isokinetic is basically a fixed velocity movement and with accommodating resistance. So in the isokinetic testing or the training, the speed of the movement will be constant. Here, speed will not be changed throughout the range of motion. So we select a specific range of motion for the testing as well as the training. The speed of the movement will not change throughout that motion, so that our muscles has to generate a maximum power to match that velocity, to match that resistance. Now here, the beauty of the isokinetic is throughout the range of motion, the resistance will vary. So it accommodating the resistance. As athlete generate a resistance, the isokinetic machine generate an equal and opposite resistance to that motion. So it matches the muscle output throughout the range of motion. So which is why this is the safest way to load a knee dynamically. So this is about isokinetic. Now, isokinetic testing after an ACL reconstruction or any knee ligament surgery, which is a gold standard clearance. We can see this is the Primus RSBT technology isokinetic unit. Patient is seated and this is an isokinetic unit. Now, first, what is isokinetic testing? So, uh, let's cut this. Isokinetic testing is a gold standard. Yes, this is the gold standard method for assessing a muscle strength. We can compare contralateral to the affected leg strength and we can get objective real-time data. So what does the gold standard mean? So basically, gold standard means a benchmark test such as isokinetic test, which considered a most accurate test, which is most reliable test, and which is evidenced backed for a specific parameters. Now this isokinetic testing is very accurate. We can check this testing repeatedly and we can get the same results. This is a reliable method for the testing of muscle strength when we can compare right to left or affected to non-affected leg. And this is evidence based for a specific parameters. Now we'll see further why isokinetic testing in ACL rehab is important. Now we already discussed that isokinetic is a reliable method, which is evidence-based method for testing a knee ligament or knee muscles. Please cut this also. Now the question is, Why isokinetic is very important in the after ACL rehab. Now, isokinetic machine provides a objective, reliable, dynamic, and angle-specific insights. This machine gives a objective and real-time data of your muscle strength. We can test affected leg versus unaffected leg objectively, reliably, and real-time data. Now, again, the question is why after ACL reconstruction or after any knee ligament surgery? Now, there is a strong evidence which links the quadriceps weakness with decreased return to sports days, increase the risk of re-injury, and increase risk of early knee osteoarthritis. Now, in any cases of the knee surgery, the main issue which we can get is a quadriceps weakness. Because of the pain, because of the surgery, there is a reflex inhibition of the quadriceps muscle. Now, quadriceps muscle is very important for the knee stability and for the increasing the strength gain. Because of this quadriceps weakness, we can see a delay in the return to sports. We can see a increased risk of re-injury, and we can see an increased risk of early osteoarthritis. Now, isokinetic training or isokinetic testing helps this optimize the progression because we can get a real-time objective data. We can directly see real data, real exactly how much value are there, how much strength is actually decreased there. So we can give an optimum progression. Discharge criteria will be easier. We can have a criteria based rehabilitation with this isokinetic unit and sports readiness with accurate parameters. So this is why isokinetic is important in the ACL rehabilitation. Now, why it's preferred? There are many multiple strength training devices, gym trainer and other things, but why isokinetic? So isokinetic has again a constant speed, and because of the constant speed, it accommodates the resistance of an athlete. So it is safest way. Now it quantifies the limb symmetry index. Now what is basically a limb symmetry index? Limb symmetry index is basically a difference between affected leg versus unaffected leg. So we can check a quadriceps of affected or operated leg versus unoperated leg. Say for example, one athlete having a ACL reconstruction on the left side and his right side is totally normal. Now, while we test the quadriceps strength on isokinetic machine, so we can get a directly exact amount of the weakness. So we can see directly a 30 degrees of weakness compared to the right. We can see a 50 degrees of 50 percentage of the weakness from the unaffected line. So it quantifies the asymmetry. This is the beauty. So we can compare affected leg versus unaffected leg. Now, in the isokinetic, we can test or train multi-speed evaluation. So there is a isokinetic in the isokinetic unit, we have different speeds for testing as well as training. So speed starts from 30 degrees per second, 60 degrees per second, 90 degrees per second, till we can go at 300 degrees per second. So it gives a multi-speed evaluation. Now these speeds are vary and we can get a different data on that speed. So with the low speed, we can test a strength. With the higher speed and higher repetition, we can check endurance. With moderate speed, with maximum power, we can check a power of a muscle. So this is preferable against the other modalities. Now, what are the key advantages of the isokinetic testing? Now, we already looked into the what is isokinetic testing, what are the parameters of the isokinetic testing, but what are the advantages of the isokinetic testing? Now, isokinetic testing measures exact torque production and gives a limb symmetry index. So while testing a knee quadriceps of affected versus non-affected, it measures accurate torque production at a specific angle. So we can compare a torque production of an ACL operated leg versus unoperated leg. So it gives me a limb symmetry index. Now, the limb symmetry index is very important for a criteria-based rehabilitation of the ACL. Now, in case of athletes who are willing to return to sports after ACL reconstruction, there are many criteria for their achievements, such as return to running, return to jumping, return to sport-specific training, and return to sports. Now, these are the criteria-based rehabilitation for which we required a limb symmetry index. Now, we will discuss this limb symmetry index in the further. Now, the second advantage of the isokinetic testing is which is gives a hamstring is to quadriceps ratio. Again, this is hamstring is to quadriceps ratio is very important for considering a return to sports journey or return to sports parameters. Now, the isokinetic testing, which is safe due to the accommodating resistance. Okay, so this isokinetic testing is very important as it's correlate with the functional performance. Now, the last advantage is it identifies the hidden deficits and the not the visible closed kinetic chain test. Now, some athletes or some patient come to us after 3 to 6 months. They'll say that I'm okay, my thighs are very good, my muscles are very strong by just visual looking that. But when we test an isokinetically or isometrically testing the quadriceps muscle, we can give a real-time measurement of the torque production. We can directly give parameters that your quadriceps is still 25% reduced than your unaffected leg, and you are not ready to return to sports. So there are multiple criteria for return to sports based on the testing of the isokinetic machine. Okay. Now, what are the limitations of the isokinetic? As we already discussed that this is a gold standard for testing muscle strength, but still there are limitations. Now, what are the limitations? We can't check a non-functional movement pattern here with the isokinetic machine, because isokinetic machine test a isolated muscle and isolated muscles torque and power. Now the isokinetic machine is very expensive equipment. So this is the again limitation, because not everyone can afford this. Now it required a proper training. So this machine, for this machine use, we required a proper sports physical therapist and proper training for this machine to operate. Now, before testing the isokinetic machine or isokinetic strength, we required a full range of motion, open kinetic chain at slow speed. Just stop this. Yeah. So the final limitation of the isokinetic, in the initial phase of the rehab or still in the till 3 months post ACL reconstruction, we can't check a full range of motion in open kinetic chain, because 0 to 30 degrees, that is a terminal extension of the knee with the higher speed, it can strain a ACL graft or it can increase the shear forces. So we can't test end 0 to 30 degrees of extension. So this is the limitation.